it's so good to see you guys. Thank you for being on Happy Hour with Heather and Guest yet again. As there we I mean there are a couple of performances from the vault that will make its way onto YouTube and the new website at some point, but I think you guys you're definitely in the top couple with multiple views, so it's good to.
All right.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Right.
That's nice.
Yeah, we're not in the top of a lot of things, so
well, I know that, like Jessie, you did a solo show at one point, and I know you guys performed at least 2 or 3 times before that, so there has to be at least 4 or 5 appearances you've made on the show before, and I can't imagine that there are very many people who've made more appearances than you. So,
and Turkey Vulture was the first. They were the very first live stream that we had.
All right.
yeah. I think that was even before I became part of the team. I think that was when it was a single operation with Heather.
Yeah, and you came on shortly after that. So Jessie helped me get it, off the ground, and then and then you came on a little bit later.
Gotcha.
Here we are.
Yes, and now here we are, a year and a half later.
It's like full
circle. Yeah. How's the new website going? How are things with that?
It's good. I'll certainly let Heather answer for herself, but it's been a nice sort of change. Like, I think it was great to give the opportunity for bands to live stream when they really needed to, but now that that's not as big of a need, it's been nice just to sort of ease back and talk more about, single tracks that albums have been put out and stuff like that, and really just kind of change the platform to whatever people need. So it's been, it's working with Heather is incredibly easy. So
and I like Andrew put together the WordPress site, and I like how everything is in a central location. That's the one thing that I really like about it. And the Facebook group is not accessible to everyone, but the blog is. So I think that's a big bonus of it too.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, it's been a great, the whole experience with the Triple HG brand has been great, but it's been really nice to kind of expand the horizons a little bit and still talk to people, let them live stream if they need to, or just discuss their music. And it was cool, actually. I hadn't heard Fiji before, which is the debut single off the album that'll be released, I think, on the 14th of January.
Yeah.
So,
wow. Yeah.
But so that's a month away. But it was interesting because I listened to the song not really knowing anything about it, and then I read that it's sort of based on the Truman Show in and where we're sort of at right now with social media. So it sort of gave it much more depth. So I went back and listened to it a few more times.
And you're like, oh yeah.
Well, yeah, like certain little things about it jumped out right away. Musically, there's sort of an overwhelming feeling to the song in terms of the tempo. But then when I realized what the song was about and where you got the subject matter, I was like, oh, this all makes sense now.
Good.
So it works on a lot of levels. I think if you're familiar with the movie The Truman Show, when you listen to that song, it'll sort of give you specific insight into that. But if you're not, then it's still a kick-ass jam also. So
thank you.
Yeah, no, it's I'm looking forward to the when the album drops in January.
And the album's called Twist the Knife. And I'm a subscriber on Bandcamp, so it'll automatically go into my collection. So that's convenience. So if I have to say, one of the benefits of being a subscriber is the convenience of having it just go straight into your collection when it's released.
Yep, you don't have to remember anything, don't have to wish list anything. It's just right in
It's there. The magic of Bandcamp.
And it's a very cool cover with that. Yes, Jim, I think definitely created that, and it's I believe Jessie with horns and a knife holding up Jim's severed head. I didn't want to make assumptions if those were wrong, but that's what it looked like.
Yeah, that's all his idea. I had nothing to do with the brainstorming content of this cover, except I guess posing for a picture with fake horns on my head.
Well, you didn't like other ideas.
Okay. So this is what I got. Really separate his head.
Right. So that was the best of the available options.
I mean, it turns out to be that way. Yeah.
I saw some of your Instagram posts, and I saw that you're working on a video. Have you guys released that yet?
No, we're waiting. I don't know if there's a date that we've been advised to wait until after the holidays. So I guess sometime before, or maybe the same day. I don't know. But soon, January.
Yeah, early January.
Yeah. It is done, and there's a behind the scenes of the making of the EP of us in the studio that will also show up on YouTube as well. So we've got a couple of different video accompaniment with the CD. So
cool.
Yeah, I saw some of those posts about when you guys were in the studio. That was pretty cool. Kind of watching the progression of that. That was pretty cool.
The studio we went to was really neat. It was in a historic church that they had converted into a studio. So the first floor had 2 apartments, and then the second floor was the studio. And the pipe organ was still up there. It's not functional anymore, I guess, but it's still there. It looks really cool. And it was funny, we sent one of our friends a picture of it, and he was like, "Are you guys famous now?" We're like, "No." No.
But it is cool to say that we recorded an album in a church.
Yeah. And it's it's one of those New England, couple 100-year-old churches, so it has the graveyard right next to it. So you look out the window and there's the historic graveyard from 1700s, and that was pretty neat.
Which was also cool, yeah. We walked around there one of the mornings. Yeah, because we spent 2 days there, I think, to record.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we stayed overnight.
Yeah.
So it's probably about an hour and a half away from where we live, in the next state over. So my mother was kind enough to take our son for 2 days. Yeah. We dropped him off and went to record and stayed over, and then picked him up on the way back.
Those are, I guess, those are the types of recording stories that you're hearing about more of now. But back in the 70s, I guess it was more just about there wasn't so much child rearing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going somewhere else with that, and then I just lost my train of thought. So
in the 70s we weren't around. Well, at least I was at the very end of the 70s. So we didn't worry about that part.
I think when there's a VH1 behind the music, when I was growing up in the 90s, very few of them featured and then we dropped the kid off with my mom so that we could record. So, but I feel like that's, if they were going to bring back a behind the music thing, that's sort of where we'd be at now.
Well, especially with more independent bands, I'm sure,
Sure.
the bigger famous ones don't have to worry so much about.
What was great is I was a couple of months back, I was talking with Duncan Evans, who just had a daughter, and you were the example. He was like, well, I'd still like to, record and write and be as active as I am. And I'm going to look to Jim and Jessie as the sort of example on how to do it, because if they can do it, then I'll be able to do it. And so it was cool to sort of to hear him kind of do that.
It's funny. He's definitely got his own thing going on, and I see him in my newsfeed. I'm like, Jesus, what? He doesn't stop either. So
yeah,
I think it goes both ways.
Right. Well, at some point, you were the inspiration for him to believe that he could do it.
All right. Well, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we helped somebody.
Yeah.
Like most of the material that's on Twisted Knife was written before the baby was born.
Around the same time that we recorded the first EP.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. We wrote like the parts that we wouldn't perform after the baby was born. We wrote like the second guitar parts and the bass and like tweaked the lyrics a little bit. But the songs themselves, I think were,
except for maybe one.
Yeah, so like 3 out of 4 songs were mostly written before the baby was born. So Jim has kept writing songs.
Yeah.
And he gave me a CD of like 7 songs that he wrote.
Yeah, I've got a whole other new half hour of music, so it just depends on what she wants to learn.
Yeah. And the baby goes to bed at 7:30, and I go to bed at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, there's no rush. It's just it's cool to have ideas. That's all.
Yeah, I think the next EP is going to be all Jim.
Let's see. You never know.
We'll see, and it's going to take like two years.
By that time, you'll have a song written.
I'm knocking on the wood of the coffee table right now.
Well, Christmas break is coming up, right?
Yeah. Christmas break. Stacy the baby.
Listen already.
Yeah. Oh my God. At least it wants to go to work though. Oh, Heather, you must be looking forward to the end of the holiday season.
Oh, I used to like Christmas. Those days are long gone. Oh, yeah. I've gotten to the point now where I do enjoy seeing people's trees and their ornaments and stuff like that. And I used to be repelled by that too.
Oh man.
But I do like seeing people's trees and decorations and things like that, But the holidays, the Christmas holiday is a nightmare, and I definitely can't wait until it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
11 days.
Yeah, and believe me, I'm counting down. Yeah. So when do you go on break?
My last day of work is the 22nd. So 6 more work days. 6 more work days.
Yes.
Yeah. School is nuts. School is nuts.
I bet. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. It's a very tiring time of year, definitely.
It is.
Sure. Just the holiday, just the word holiday just adds like 80 pounds of stress onto anybody's shoulders. Then you add and everything else added to it. So there's just always like a million things to do. And as soon as you start chipping away at that list, then there's another 100 things to do. Like, I just want to go to bed.
Parenthood.
Yeah, I got social parenthood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get all the laundry done, and then you look over and you're like, oh wait, but I haven't washed any of his clothes. We gotta wash all his clothes.
Tell me about it.
The cat does something stupid, and then it just doesn't end.
Well, this would be a good point to interject that for those of you out there who are concerned about having to do the laundry or pick up Christmas gifts or teaching a class or working at the post office, you should get any of Turkey Vulture's back catalog right now, including Time to Pay. Throw that on in the background. It's great stuff. Jim and Jessie have drums, guitar, well, at least live. And I'm sure all the other instruments are recorded. But it's very much sort of like a, if you're not as familiar sort of like a stoner metal, doom metal, I think Misfits vibe with a lot of the subject matter of the songs. So if that's your bag, then you should definitely pick up any of their old stuff. And then on the 14th, get Twist the Knife. But I just wanted to throw that out there since it seemed like a good time to plug. But,
yes, time to plug.
Yes. Well, I used to teach myself, so I was in the trenches with you, Jesse.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild. You do the bigger kids, right?
I at some point I was middle school, high school, college, the whole. Never lower school though.
Wow, dude, middle school is no joke.
No, I did that coming from the college games. So I went from like pitching in the major leagues to, single A, whatever analogy you want to use. But it was a very steep learning curve. I don't know. I still don't know how I did it. It's one of those things I look back on and I'm like, yep, not sure how that. But
I always want to invite people to come and work with me just for one day. just from the time the truck gets there in the morning until the time the truck comes at night, and spend a whole day with me, and then you can see what it's like.
Oh man.
What I have much more of an appreciation now, that I've spoken to Heather about some of the things that happen at work. And it's I was telling her today, even coming home and seeing the mail truck in my driveway, I started sneering at it, thinking like, I don't like what you're putting my friend through when she But
think about everything that gets where it needs to go.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it'll things will get better for everyone.
Yes. 11 more days.
11 more days. the magic number.
Yeah.
And then
we can cheer.
Yeah.
There's no new me this year, though. I'm not playing that game. New year, new me now.
Oh, resolutions.
I'm just same Jim. There's no. I don't know if there's any New Year's resolutions or whatever. I'm just going to coast. Not coast, but what's the word? Live. I guess. I don't know.
Live. any of those sound good to me. Living, coasting, chilling.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever. It's not about coloring my hair.
I mean, I think this year's probably been enough new Jim.
Yeah, that's true too.
For a resolution.
Yeah.
Quit smoking cigarettes last year.
Oh, yay! Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a whole lot of new, that diet, exercise, everything.
Becoming a dad.
Everything is new. So
yeah,
I don't need to add anything new for 2022 as far as that goes. Just continue on the path of health and fitness.
Yeah.
I'm mom now, so it's my job to embarrass.
That's okay. I'll take it.
We're very proud of him.
It's my fault. So.
We being me.
Yeah.
And our baby, but he doesn't know it yet.
He will.
Oh, that's a huge accomplishment. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think you earned yourself a year off of resolutions for that one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, just enjoy your life,
Exactly.
Just live in the moment. Yeah. What else do you guys have going on?
Let's see. So we got the EP coming out, the videos.
We've got 2 more shows.
Yep.
Scheduled so far, at least.
Yep, in Connecticut, our home state. And
did you just have a show with Sunseeker and Orcumentary?
We did. We did actually. Went very well. And I think I spied a Sunseeker sticker.
Yeah, Heather. I mean, Heather's got. Yeah, if she taught Heather, say something, please.
Can you see? I'll move out of the way.
Okay. Well, oh no, because I have it on the speaker mode. So who's ever speaking, the camera goes there.
Oh yeah.
But no, she's got a ton of great stuff. But I it's funny. One of the after doing the show or the podcast for a while with so many people either in the US or around the world, you start to learn how to do the time zones. And I recognize now, like, oh yeah, no, I know Orcumentary, I know Sunseeker, I know Turkey Vulture. Like, you see bands that are playing with each other and you start to recognize, no, yeah, they're all in the Northeast.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
So, it just sinks in. But yeah, and we spoke to both of those bands were on Happy Hour with Heather and Guest either last year or at some point. So it's just cool to see that you guys are all sort of getting out there and playing shows again, and looked like a good bill.
Yeah, went really well. And Orcumentary had some new Christmas songs.
Oh, nice.
So that was fun. And it was at a favorite venue in Connecticut called Cherry Street Station. It's kind of central to the underground music scene here. And we seem to, there was definitely more people there who came there to see the other bands than us. So we got to play for a lot of new people who hadn't heard us before.
And we're nowhere near as extreme as the other bands that were playing either. So it was, I don't know. It's funny because there's something about playing with bands that are a lot like you, and then there's something about playing with bands that are nothing like you. And I mean, both are good, but I guess it's funny when we have a little bit more of like, I guess like a punk folk stoner aesthetic thing, and then you end up playing with a band that is just like blast beating your brains out drum-wise and stuff like that. It's like, oh shit, we're playing with these type of things, but it like at the same time too, it's like you end up turning someone on that normally doesn't listen to us, and then we end up finding somebody that we didn't know either.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That actually reminds me, I remember, I don't know where I saw it, but I think the first live show that Weird Al Yankovic did when he was coming up, he played with Wendy O. Williams, who was like huge in the sort of extreme punk New York scene. Like get on stage in leather and like attack the audience. So Weird Al was there with his backup band, and they're like, yeah, they didn't really know what to make of us, having songs about like baloney and stuff like that, like because Wendy came out and chainsawed a table, and so I can understand like when you're not sure what the reception is going to be.
And those end up being the best shows.
Sure. Well, it's great. It's great that you're playing gigs. You have a couple more to go. You've got the new EP coming out in January. You've got a ton of stuff on Bandcamp. If you're smart, you'll be like Heather. You'll sign up so that the music will just come to you automatically. You don't have to worry about anything. I will probably take a page from her book.
Well, it's a good deal. I think it's only $10 or $15 for the year, and subscribers get early stuff. So
if
we get an unlisted YouTube link for these videos, the subscribers will get a sneak peek.
All right.
Yeah. And the video both the videos are really good, but one of them, like Jim was saying, is like a documentary it's like 5 minutes long. It's like almost as long as the EP itself. Of like the recording process. But then the other one is for the song She's Married But Not to Me, which is the last song on the album and also the shortest one. And Jim's friend Darren, who he grew up, they grew up together and used to film things together. And maybe you should tell this.
Yeah, no, Darren and I his family got a video camera in the mid-90s, and we just made movies ever since. And then I went to film school, and he did a bunch of acting stuff and whatever. And then we haven't actually been like creative together in a number of years, or for a number of years. But he's been he's got his own family and stuff going on or whatever, so he's been a little bit out of his game a little bit. But he was directing another little internet show called Apocalypse Live, which was it's like the zombie apocalypse is going on, and there just happens to be like a Tonight Show kind of thing going on in the background, kind of a vibe. So he was directing that for a little while, and then we asked him to direct our video, and so he shot and directed it, and I edited it, and yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun to work with. It felt like old times, like, because I mean, he and I have known each other since we were both in diapers, so it's like just a long time friendship. So it was nice to be creative with him again, and to have all like an old school creative team with this now creative team kind of coming together and doing that. It was fun. I mean, hopefully people dig the video. Yeah, and the song and all of it.
Yeah, it actually has like a plot. Like there's like a little storyline.
It's like an old school music video of like when things happen.
Yeah. So it's good.
It'll be nice to have a throwback to a music video with a structure.
Yeah, and I mean it's amazing. Like I'm kind of I don't like Jess was saying that this song is very short, but we were able to put in a story within a very short song. So that gives me some good confidence that maybe another video might happen at some point off this thing, or maybe even off the first EP, because we never made a video off Time to Pay.
We did Boxer.
Yeah, we did Boxer, but that was before.
Before. Yeah. But yeah, Time to Pay doesn't have any videos.
Yeah, that's true too. So She's Married Not to Me is our second music video. Well, we'll see. Anything, we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you've got a bunch of, there's shows, there's music, there's videos, there's a ton of stuff out there, Turkey Vulture related, that people can check out.
For sure.
So I'm excited. It sounds great. Something to look forward to in the new year, other than just work and punching a clock.
Yeah. God, life would be so boring if we didn't have our little hobbies and whatever it is that's going on. I mean, we're simplifying it, but yeah, I mean, it's great being in a band and being able to record and do all this stuff, but to someone else, it's just a hobby. But I mean, whatever.
I mean, like everybody needs a hobby.
Everybody needs a hobby.
Yeah. So this is our expensive and time-consuming hobby.
But we didn't, but it was what is that? OPM, other people's money.
Yeah.
We didn't spend anything on the making of any of this yet. It's all been thanks to the government.
Oh yeah. Trump and Biden have sponsored Twist the Knife.
Yeah. So I mean, like it's been fully funded by the government.
Their welfare. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, if we didn't do this stuff, like Tim was saying, I think life would get very boring. And sometimes, like there are times when you're like, man, this is a lot of work, and there's so much laundry, and should we even bother doing this when there's so much laundry to do? And like, it's like, well, what if we didn't do it? Like, then what?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, and Andrew's a writer, and it's great that you guys have a creative outlet like that too, and plus there's a community behind it, which is great also, and then you meet a lot of cool people that are into the same things that you are.
Yeah. And then we get to talk about ourselves.
Yeah, part of the community is definitely a perk too.
but yeah, having a creative outlet, especially, especially now, with like what we were saying before, with how much stress is in people's lives right now, just having some type of a creative outlet, I think is really important.
Yeah.
Well, and let's also not forget that Heather is a gifted photographer. So we all have our creative outlets. But what's great is, I feel like, and you were literally there at the beginning of this endeavor, but I feel like this is all, bootstrapping each other up. Like, you guys are making music, you're talking to us about the music, we're trying to get the word out. We're all sort of helping each other along the way, and we're all enmeshed in this, community that we've developed of like underground music and fans of underground music and artists working in various genres. So it's cool. I'm just stoked to be part of it.
Well, I mean, it takes a lot of work to do what you guys do, like to organize the interviews every week and to share the content and to find bands and listen to the music and like to think about it and talk about it and develop questions. I don't think people realize all the work that goes into it. I think people kind of take it for granted. They're like, "Oh, someone's gonna interview us." Like, no, it's work. It's work. Like, and
yeah.
I mean, it can't be a creative outlet. Kind of.
Yeah, and you know that too because you interview people and you have your blog too, and yeah.
Now, don't tell anyone, but in about, let's see, in about 15 days or so, that's gonna be. Going to be shutting down. Too much.
Really?
Yeah. We're not going to post any new content after the new year. I'm going to keep it on the internet for at least, like, it renews in March, so I'm going to renew it for at least another year and keep the stuff up there. Because I mean, the alternative control's been around for 11 years, so like it's hard to just be like, screw it, like to have it just not exist on the internet anymore. But there's too much laundry. I can't keep up with it. At the end of the day, when the kid goes to bed, it's like I just don't have the mental wherewithal to review stuff, and it's just hard to keep up with it. So I'd rather do music. So if it's going to be one or the other, then it's going to be Turkey Vulture.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to start using that in everyday life. When things get busy, I'm just going to say, "Hey, there's too much laundry."
Too much laundry.
It is a really good motto or whatever.
Hey, you want to go see this movie? Nah, I can't, man. There's too much laundry.
Can't.
Do you want us to hold off on posting this? And
no. I mean, if somebody listens to it this far in, like more than half an hour in, they deserve to find out. All right.
Well, is there anything else that you would like to discuss?
Well, thank you for liking the cover.
Thank you
for liking everything that you've heard so far. Thank you for having us on your show.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate the time and effort. We really do.
Yeah. Well, I've only heard the song Fiji. I think that's the only thing available from the new album, but people should get it when it drops. And I'm a big fan of Time to Pay as well, so get that, and you can get the whole album. You don't have to wait. And there's other Turkey Vulture music to be found. So Indeed. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
You too.
We'll talk to you soon on the interwebs. Yep.